Uh, uh, as you saw this sequence of pictures that I took, um, beginning with my first strawberry. Uh, I want to talk about food and many tendencies, many. It's difficult to talk about this vicious habits. Hmm. I used to say habits usually are not good. Uh, the healthy way usually is the opposite, is to question, to try to understand. So in this case, you see, we should try to understand what is really good to us. So to choose is simple. It's difficulties choose well. Of course, I have uh, uh, my sunshine second time. Of course, I have my things too. I have my tastes. I have my uh, you know. But I like to learn. I like to go um, some to some situation that could be at least a challenge. It could be a good experience. Yes. And of course, there are things I don't like. Some vegetables, some fruits. Yeah, things of course I don't like. But there are others that I didn't like in the past, and now I like. You see, something changed, and uh, so can eat basically everything. Flowers, for example. Uh, Flowers, for instance, we have one type of fruit that we call fruit, but is not fruit, is a flower. It's fig. I love figs. It's to me it's maybe the best thing. Oh, when I was kid, oh man. Well, now there are several tendencies. You know, people get fat not uh, for eat too much. Uh, of course, usually it's linked to eat too much, but there are others such as do not exercising themselves. So, but there are others things that, of course, we are talking about health. And they are basically foods that we have everywhere that is poison. Is, you know what I mean. So I understand people that are lead to some tendency. Of course, I make my my critical thinking, but this is for health approach to try to help people understand things. So you see, usually people think the critical thinking as something negative, you see. And you know why? Because of some tendencies that are bringing through the system exactly to put people in that way, because the system doesn't want people with critical thinking, you see. That's why, for instance, we have men, because men have the tendency of rid of this fear more than women, and make a critical thinking, you see, and take a position that they don't want. So they've been putting men as you know, try to like destroy men. It's something for you see, use they use women exactly because it's easy to manipulate, to accept, you see, and not only to destroy men, to disarm men, but more than that, that's why they have agendas like the transgender. So critical thinking is it's a problem for the system. So critical thinking, in fact, is the positive thinking, because if we don't question anything, we have a problem. And children now have no question. You see, the brainwashing today comes from since they born. They are into some kind of institution and to school and so on. And the brainwashing is the scheme always prepared to them. So now, let's see. Vegan, as I said before, is one of those tendencies, and it's strange, but you know, there are people. I have at least one that I subscribe. That is, for example, he was vegan for many years, and then he understood that he wasn't well. He was with the problems, health problems, so now we eat basically everything. So am I. I always eat basically everything. Not everything, of course. But as I said before, and this is something I will keep doing, is remind the importance of the fruit. Fruit is our food. But you see, we have always some problem, because there are times to fruits, times to vegetables. The nature has their own timing. So we need to try to adjust ourselves to nature. That is health. And of course, this give us something to more videos. But well, I don't want take this long. As you can see in the images, that is nothing. Only to show you something, some things that I one or other time I eat. But I can see, I can say you right now one thing that is, I feel day by day more on the fruit side and some vegetables, of course, and less in the meat. But let's see, there is a problem that where can I find good meat? You see, that is another problem. So, as you saw, plate I made a few days ago. Meat, it was only a bit of sausage, good sausage. But I'm thinking maybe catch some birds, big birds. I don't know, maybe two pigeons or something like that would do a good meal, I think. One, it will do. You see, more and more I prefer fruits and vegetables. But right now, there is nothing. It's almost garbage. It's old fruit and you know. So there is a time that nature is always remind us. So we need to learn how to deal with nature, or relearn. Well, now there is another thing that is being vegetarian. It's another chance. It's another way. Well, I don't say I won't be vegetarian in the future. I don't know, but there are things that I think it's good in that way. But the most important is take care of your health, and one of the good things it's fasting, and right now, today, I'm doing that. I'm fasting. There are other things. Well, you see, there are many people doesn't know about urine therapy, and or there are also many people even no one doesn't care. So let's see. I told you before, but I must repeat this. In any case, aged urine is the way. So, you see, I'm not too worried about anything. As I said before in the video, I don't know, I can't remember. I've been playing for a few months. I've been playing with food to see what that brings to my health. And boy, yeah, there are things that are really poison. And now I'm turning, I'm putting all that garbage away. Because the important is my health, of course. But you see, this is an experience. This is to learn, not believe. I say, I don't say, I'm not saying to people to do the same thing, no. I'm saying that I am having this experience, that's all. So, of course, in the end of the day, you choose. And I hope at least I can help with this in some way to be easier to choose right. And now, I think it's just one thing. Remember, the important is the nature. So we need to do everything to change the situation, to go back to nature. In this case, of course, I'm not saying we need to end or whatever. No, we need to rethink everything. That is other question. Now, as you can see in photos, we are talking about life. We are talking about sacred geometry. We are talking about something concrete, not a fantasy. See? So we need to try to understand all this to choose the right way. This is what this video is about. today I'm going to add some uh, things that I think it's important. Uh, First, I must repeat. Um, I'm sharing something not to be imitated, but to help each one to find its own way. Because, for example, I already said somewhere, um, what may be gold for once, for some, may be poison to others. So beware, because each person is a unique case. So each one needs to find your way. uh, that said, today I I went to shop some fruits, some vegetables, and I was thinking, I think today I'm going to make my salad. And I do usually, well, usually I do nothing. Usually, basically, I used to do something like salads with various things, and then fruits. uh, uh, I remember when I was kid, oh boy, many times I back home, and I didn't eat because I was full of fruit. Because then, back then, there was the fruit trees everywhere, and nobody cares. And I thought that was strange. Almost no one with so many trees, of fruit trees, and almost I, I saw almost no one eating fruit. It was strange, and I was always eating fruit. Ooh. You see, my cousins, well, there was people in that time that used to drink alcohol in kids, and of course that makes a big difference. You see, it's in a simple way, fruits are the high energy, high energy, and alcohol is low, very low. So, it, anyways, uh, I I try to eat more fruits. Sometimes it's not easy to find, you know, But the nature has its own clock also. So um, um, now I try to eat day by day, eat less and less cooked food. Okay, today I was coming with my things and I saw this little guy and okay, the first of this year I think, yeah. Uh, with rice and eggs. Delicious. But anyways, see, after that, I ate lots of fruit. Now, um, reminds something. Uh, Fasting is very important to our health, and usually I do fast 24 hours every day, basically. There are days that, okay, I eat 2, 3 meals. There's days like this. I like to eat three, no problem. Um, but of course, I try to take care of my health. So usually I do fasting 24 hours. I only eat one meal a day. And this time was 48 hours. Uh, but again, I'm not 100%. Yeah. Uh, I had my coffee and my edge urine. Of course, this is medicine, but anyways, I had a spoon of honey. This is medicine, and that's all. It's nothing much. This is not eating. This is nothing. See, so yesterday was a full day with anything. So I complete 48 hours today. Now, you see, um, the what we look for is basically energy. But we can think things like, okay, energy, proteins, meat. No, you can eat meat, you can eat anything, but energy is a bit like cooked food and fruit. There's no question about this. Cooked food is is almost dead food. It's nothing. There is almost nothing of energy. Then we need to process that food, and that will rob us energy. You see, it's tricky. People are dying because of that. And seems to animals, dogs, so notice. Usually, for example, dogs do their sing, their noise when see someone like losing their energy, and that gives people some spirit situation that is not held, and animals understand this. Animals see this. Like cats, for example, they do honk, honk, honk when they are with someone that is not good. He knows. So, fruit is energy. It's energy for healing. It's again energy. Breatharians say it's everywhere. Of course, it's everywhere. But where this everywhere, this energy came from? Yeah, we are the source. Yeah. You see, we are the energy. We need to understand this and cultivate this. People like vegetarians are somehow everybody identifies themselves with its body, and they are not body. They are nothing. You see, they are zero. They are the infinite source. So I think now I'm done. I hope this can help some way. So again, I don't know where's the future. Like today, I was thinking a salad, and I found that and pick up. This is life. Life is not a program. Satanic world is a program. So when you are thinking something, try to not forget what you really are, because you are going to have a surprise, of course. If the life is the surprise, it's always a good surprise. Anyways, but you see, okay. For now, once again, stay well, and one for all, with love.